This episode of Lore Drop is sponsored by Caleb Uckel. Shout out to Monica Gomez's baby daddy.
We go home to Kansas. We're like, oh, do you want spaghetti? And like 9 times out of 10, it is bow ties or not
penne or shells. Yeah.
Like how all sodas are Coke.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not that I call all sodas Coke.
No, yeah, but
that's
yeah,
just an
it's
example.
one of those.
I'm normal.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Welcome to Lore Drop, a Reinvent podcast. I'm Abby, the executive director of Reinvent Productions.
I'm Ben, the creative and artistic director.
And our third-party member today is our friend.
Hi, I'm Justin Gonzalez. I've been an actor, a composer, hopefully a playwright in the future. For
Yes. Yes. Man, Justin has been working with us on shows since our very first stage show. He played River.
Yeah.
in What If. Justin's such a trooper. When I asked him, I was like, can you come play an insufferable hipster? He said, sure. And I was very pleased, and he's very, very funny with his physical comedy.
Well, thank you.
He was a composer for Lady Legacy Tale of the Tide.
Yeah.
Wrote a wonderful sea shanty that was stuck in my head the other day.
Oh, man, it was so great.
And I was like, where did this come from?
It was so funny in the rehearsals for that when I told everyone, I was like, okay, guys, you don't get the track that Justin sings with you anymore. They had to sing it all on their own.
I think we should have kept it, but that's just me. And then most recently, he was in Ordinary Heroes, where he played a plethora of characters, including the Bard, which is the main character we're going to talk about today. But I will be asking other questions.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the others too. Dr. Risk, George, Mafia Thug.
George, that's the other character. I was like, Justin played the most characters.
I think so.
In the show. This track, the Dr. Risk track, has the most range.
Yeah.
If you will. But before we get into that part of the episode, we must decide the most important part of the episode, which is what animated trio the three of us are.
I've been thinking.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah,
I've been thinking about this.
Tell us.
I want to make sure nobody else said this. Are y'all play Kingdom Hearts? Y'all know
Oh,
Kingdom
yeah.
Hearts?
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm thinking Sora, Donald, Goof.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Sora. Donald.
Yeah.
Okay, but who is who?
I'm thinking Abby, you're Sora.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
I'm Donald.
Yeah.
And Ben is Goofy.
Yeah, I would agree.
Sora's my main in
In Kingdom Hearts. Or not Kingdom Hearts. In Smash Bros.
Yeah,
He's everyone's
Sora's
main in
my
Kingdom
main
Hearts.
in Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, no, Sora's my main in Smash. And I am one of those insufferable people whose main is Sora, and I'm really, really good at it. And that's the only character I'm good at in that game. So the top tier, good job, Justin.
No.
I think that this is probably my favorite trio so far.
Yeah,
32
absolutely.
episodes in. Sweet.
Yeah, this is good stuff. I remember I had the weirdest exposure to Kingdom Hearts because I got really into it when I got really into it when a friend in middle school introduced me to this basically early YouTube poop series, which was Kingdom Hearts Crazy Files, which was just someone taking the cutscenes from the Kingdom Hearts games and putting pop culture and other media audio on top of it. And so it would be like, oh, here's this scene, but it's the Darth Vader reveals himself as Luke's dad audio instead.
What did you call it?
The Kingdom Hearts Crazy Files. It's an early genre.
But before...
YouTube poop.
Okay, you did say poop.
Yes.
Okay, I was like, did he say poop?
Yeah.
And that's what I've been thinking of for the last 30 seconds. And I was like, maybe he said something different.
So that was my introduction to Kingdom Hearts, and then I actually got into the games when Team 4-Star started playing them in the lead up to Kingdom Hearts 3. And then I started playing them because I got the 1.5, 2.5 collections for PlayStation.
My first exposure to Kingdom Hearts was at the Berry Road McDonald's when they used to have the video games in the play place.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was my first exposure to it.
Man, what a crazy time
Really?
for McDonald's. Yeah.
And I think it was an N64 controller that was in there.
That's nuts.
That's wild.
Playing Kingdom Hearts on an N64 controller.
Or was it? Now I don't know.
Because Kingdom Hearts was just on PlayStation
Not on
when it
N64.
first started.
What was the? It had to have been the PlayStation 1. Then.
Yeah,
Like it,
Yeah, PS1 or 2.
cut out the part about the N64 so I don't look like an idiot. No, it was on the PlayStation 1
Yeah.
controllers because they were purple.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've distinct, and they had like
Yeah.
they were like attached like with those like
Yeah, so
crazy
you couldn't
pipe
run off
thing.
with
You
it,
can
yeah.
run away with
I
it.
thought they were GameCube controllers.
The ones I was around had GameCube stuff because I remember the McDonald's near me had Mario Kart Double Dash in it.
Oh, but they had the GameCube with it. I just know that was my first exposure.
Yeah,
But I'm
nice.
pretty sure it was just a demo because it was the same thing.
You're like, how much can you really play?
I know, right?
Parts at a McDonald's.
You
like
show
you
up
have
and you
this, like-
pick up in the middle of the fight against Sephiroth. and like, oh no!
This like one kid is just there all the time.
Yeah.
And you're like, Jimmy, where are your parents? Yeah, they're on the other TV playing.
Nice, good stuff. Love Kingdom Hearts.
All right, let's talk about the Bard.
Woo. All right, so the Bard in Universe 17 is a gnome with the magical ability to influence others through music.
When was he born?
He was born in 1910 and lives up through the present.
He lives.
Yeah. And so the Bard can play a number of instruments, which he uses to channel his different magical spells. This sort of like has to play a certain instrument to use that spell. But some of his signature ones include the abilities to make other people sleep, laugh, and dance uncontrollably. If you're a D&D fan, you can read those as Sleep, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, and Otto's Irresistible Dance. But notable allies of the Bard include Fortunato, Pun Jester, and Sleeper Agent.
Who?
And then notable adversaries include the Keeper of Dragons and Beauregard Remington.
Back up.
Yeah.
Pun Jester?
Uh-huh.
Who's that?
They're another goofy little guy.
It's another
This
gnome.
is like a subcategory of reinvent characters who are in the goofy little guy realm.
The clade of clowns.
Yeah. There was at one point that I wanted to make like a whole faction of just like the absolutely ridiculous and zany villains and just put them all together. But I haven't done that yet, and I've decided to start funneling them into the deck of thieves. But the Bard's first real world appearance was in Ordinary Heroes, which is in Universe 1. He is one of the supporting characters used by Wendell in his comic books in the story, particularly in Volume 3, Issue 3. But to talk about the Bard as a villain in Universe 17, we go back to his origins in 1931. And so the Bard, while performing for a late show at a pub in London, accidentally casts a spell through the guitar he is playing, which causes all of the pub goers to fall into these fits of irresistible laughter until they fall unconscious from just not being able to breathe. And so then he sees this opportunity. He was kind of down on his luck and says, cool, I'm just going to steal the money and be on my way. I'll take this as my payment for the show. Clearly, it was a huge success. Everyone
loved it.
Yeah, they loved it so much. And so I'll be on my way.
21-year-old
Wait.
being like,
Yeah.
So it was an accident?
Yeah.
Did he not know that he could do that?
He did not know that up
like
to this
that
point.
he has powers or anything?
was this in
yeah.
America?
No, this is in London.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was the Great Depression
He is
happening?
also British too. That is important to say.
Oh, he's British.
Yes.
Was
and
that
so-
because of Justin's choices?
No, actually, that was already in there, and it just happened like it lined up, and I was like, heck yeah.
Whenever like I chose that accent
Mm-hmm.
because whenever I think of musician, I think of the Beatles.
Yeah,
But it's me.
Well,
I'm the
especially like
Beatles.
the name of the Bard is so like tied to Shakespeare too.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I think those line up really well. But yeah, and so after that, yeah, he goes on to experiment more and learn what kind of magic he can use through the different instruments and using them as this sort of like channeling measure. And so yeah, and so he goes on, learns all sorts of different spells and stuff that he's able to do up until around 1998, which is the time that he becomes a villain to Keeper of Dragons. That's like the main person he's his main. It's one of those. It's like in Keeper of Dragons Rogues Gallery, the Bard is there, not arch nemesis level, but is definitely in the rotation for like constantly showing up.
A nuisance, really.
Yes. And so the Bard is paid by an unknown figure to steal an ancient tome known as the Book of Secrets from Keeper of Dragons. And so he's able to break into Keeper of Dragons' hideout, and upon trying to read the tome, loses the knowledge of his actual identity in return for the full comprehension of his magical abilities. And so he only knows himself as the Bard now. and has and then has
no.
the full access to all of he knows the full range of magic he has.
So he basically just has this sheet that we're looking
Yeah,
at, and that's it.
yeah, and so that is also one of
no.
the things, and we'll talk about the Book of Secrets at some point, but that's one of the things that doesn't happen to Book when he tries whenever he uses the Book of Secrets, because he can actually read it in there. But anyone who can't read and comprehend the language that it's written in, they get what they want at the price of something very severe.
Like their identity.
Yeah.
So is it like the book knows what's most precious to you?
Mhm. Yeah, it sort of like reads the individual reading them as well.
So the bard must have really liked himself a lot.
Yeah.
He must have really been an
Oh, yeah.
egotist.
Absolutely.
So this 88-year-old is even more insufferable.
Yeah, and keep in
Now-
mind, gnomes live into like the not quite as long as elves, but they live to like the 200 or 300 range.
So he's having his midlife crisis.
Yep.
You're not helping his case at all by pointing that out.
Yeah. But afterwards, Bard, Keeper of Dragons, does stumble upon the Bard, and they have a magical battle, and the Bard is able to escape, but without the Book of Secrets. And then the next big thing for Bard is that he is recruited by the Deck of Thieves in 2006, when he is recruited into this burglary ring as the Seven of Clubs.
Why is that
What?
funny?
What's so
Why is
funny,
Seven
huh?
Clubs funny?
I don't know. I just think clubs are the goofiest shape.
Exactly.
So it's like if you're gonna put the goofy little guys and like
Mhm.
because I'm thinking Red Notice is in the Deck of Thieves.
Yeah.
And like she's like super hot
Mm-hmm.
and competent and
Yeah.
all that jazz. And then there's this little gnome.
Yeah. There's
This
also the Bard.
old gnome. I'm sorry, this middle-aged gnome going through his midlife crisis because he doesn't know who he is anymore, except magic.
Yeah.
I am magic.
But yeah, that is the pretty much all the stuff we have set in stone for the Bard in Universe 17 now. And so then to talk
Wait,
about
hold on. Why is he opt? Why is Beauregard one of his number one ops?
I think that's just a fun flavor one because Beauregard historically doesn't vibe well with shenanigans. He has a very low tolerance for that, which is really ironic considering the amount of time he was on the Lady Legacy. And so I think that comes more from the time like post Beauregard becoming king of Rondor. That the Bard is definitely one of the sort of the villains who frequents visits to Rondor, and so that's like that's where that comes from.
He's got the broom and he's trying to sweep him out. He's like,
Get away!
Get out of here! We
Yeah.
just ran you off. How'd you get out?
Yeah,
I'll
Who
never
let you
tell.
back? But yeah, and so then we get the Bard in Ordinary Heroes in Universe 1. Major differences here as well, much like everyone else except Richard. The Bard is a human here, and the Bard uses specifically a magical trumpet to cast his spells instead of channeling them through the various instruments.
The trumpet.
The trumpet. And
That was easily pulled apart.
yeah.
Yes.
Which, I mean, like, trumpets are able to come apart.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a fun little discovery that Abby made
Yeah.
one day that the prop was able to be pulled apart.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
Oh.
let's make this a bit.
Yeah. But his notable allies here that we see on stage are Super Commando and Sleeper Agent. Notable adversaries include Dark Fog, Dr. Photon, Sneak, and Book. But yeah, and that's what we've got on the Bard so far.
So the Bard existed before Ordinary Heroes
Mhm,
did.
yeah.
He
And-
just didn't do anything yet.
Yeah, he was in this category of characters, which was I had the name in like a list, and I was like, I like this name, and I have a vague concept of the character, and that was kind of all I had so far.
I see.
Very similar to like Misfortune was also in that kind of category. Brave as well was another one like that. So yeah, those ones when I was finding other characters. Sleeper Agent 2, where I was like, okay, I need other characters to fill up this sort of roster for Volume 3. Where can I pull from? And I was like, this would be a fun one to put on stage.
And he was. And he was.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember because you asked us to figure out how the Bard was going to fight. Because you give us this big list of this big whiteboard,
Yeah.
with all everybody's characters' powers on it, and mine just said like music
Yeah.
on it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what does he do? Like, what do you mean music?
Yeah.
So,
we were like, ah.
so I mean, I guess I don't know if you gave me any more direction than that, but
Yeah.
Maybe it's
and
like
I think
think-
originally we were gonna be like, oh, he's gonna have like a guitar
Yeah.
or like something that. I
Yeah,
I
the
was
script initially had a guitar in
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
I had 22 people on
Yeah,
stage,
there's a
so
lot
I
of
was
people.
like, we're not doing a
No.
guitar.
perhaps it was like convergent evolution.
Yeah.
But like I had decided like, oh well, he uses his trumpet to
Yeah.
make you move. You know,
yeah.
his music moves you literally.
Yeah, I remember that discussion. That
I-
was great.
what-
That was delightful.
The reason we ended up with a trumpet was I went over to Yagel's storage and I was like, what props do they have? There were like 3 options.
hmm
It's that trumpet, some windpipes, and something else.
hmm
And I was like, pick one. And Justin was much like the defining characteristic of which Pokemon starter do you pick.
Right.
Justin picked the trumpet, and that shaped the character. I'm gonna out myself. This is one of my bad director moments. Bard was quite an inconsequential character to me. I was just like, I gotta figure this out. Like, what? It's just a guy. It's just a guy that shows up. Okay, great. Because also, I think like it's interesting that the Bard is the only, other than Witch Doctor, he does not have a real life counterpart.
Yeah, Bard and Sleeper Agent.
Yeah, but I'm like in my head, I'm like, is there like a subconscious thing that like Wendell like saw like this goofy kid in band or something that he was like, this is what this guy is or whatever. But I was just like, I was not thinking about the Bard. Justin did all the thinking for the Bard, and that was a wonderful thing. So I guess good director moment on my part for putting a very smart actor in that place to figure it out. But I did not do the homework to be like, this is what I want Bard to look like and whatever. And it sure does show that I did not know what I wanted the Bard to look like, because Justin made the Bard look like what he wanted to look like. And
It was beautiful.
And it
It was
was
a mess.
great. I really wish that those boots were not slippery.
Oh, those boots were so fun.
Let me. Can I tell him about the
Yeah,
boots?
Please.
So,
talk about
I thrift shop a lot. And I go to flea markets and things like that. And one day back home, I went to the flea market and found this pair of checkered Mexican pointy boots. And for anybody that doesn't know what those look like, it's basically like the toe of the boot juts out really, really far and it points up and it curls up in front of you. They're also called, I think, roach stompers or roach killers or things like that. But I originally wanted to wear those for the Bard, but the bottoms of them were silky smooth.
Yeah.
they were not safe to have on the stage.
Yeah.
And we did try and make it stickier, but they were just so bald that
Yeah.
it wasn't going to work. So
You would have had to put like sandpaper on the
Yeah.
bottom of it or something.
I ended up settling for a pair of Crocs instead.
Yeah, which is also great.
Inside you, there are 2 wolves. One of them is a
Pointy
pair of
boots and
roach
Crocs.
stompers. One of them
But
roach stompers. One of
The
them
Bard is a fashion disaster.
Yeah.
He had a plaid flat cap on that he wore half backwards.
Yeah.
that was the half backwards was what.
He had a fuzzy pink dress shirt that I like draped over him like
Yeah.
a cape. And then he had his teal like character shirt
Yeah.
underneath that.
Well, and the character shirt was a pun.
Yeah.
Right. B.
Yeah, it was the music note. It was on the scale. It was where the B
I
is
see.
on the scale. Yeah.
But he I mean I wish you could see it. You might have a picture of it on the thumbnail.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
If you look at the
Yeah,
thumbnail,
we'll have it in there.
yeah. I'll put a picture of some of those boots too as one of the thumbnail pictures today. So those boots, they lasted one rehearsal and they
Yeah.
were so good.
I
But
just
alas, you did a lot of falling.
Yeah.
I fell a lot. I moved a lot.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, the Bard lends himself to dancing around and stuff like that. So
It was such a fun having Bard be one of Dark Fog's biggest ops in that
Yeah.
one scene. Liz is a goofy little guy. It falls into the goofy little guy category as just a person, and we love her. She's wonderful. And her Dark Fog was very opposite of goofy little guy. But it was just funny. There was like one show where I fell asleep a little bit differently, so I was able to like turn my head upstage and like watch what was happening. And I was like, this is so funny. And I had to stop watching because it was too funny. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna start like giggling on the floor. But yeah, you did a really good job making that character more than what I was thinking about for it.
Speaking of Dark Fog, I did have a question. If we can go into the questions, not that I guess we haven't already gone into the questions, but so I think personally, if what was his name, Flash guy,
Dr. Photon.
Dr. Photon. And by the way, that's the second time in Reinvent that I was blinded by a superhero with light powers.
It's true.
Which is odd that it happened twice.
Yeah.
But if he hadn't shown up, what could Dark Fog have done? Like, is there a way to resist his powers, or are you just screwed?
I think Dark Fog would have been like done for at that point, because like I liken it to Teen Titans with like Mad Mod, that character, because that's one that's like objectively he's not really a threat to them. He always just like gets the jump on them and is like gets them in the madhouse and is able to like manipulate them that way. But anytime that they actually find him, boom, they're done immediately. Right. But I think it's the Bard's innate goofiness as a character is the very thing that like disarms Dark Fog, of like she isn't able to think outside of the bubble in that way. Like it's like it's genuinely like putting Batman up against like not the kind of the Joker, but in the idea of like the old like Golden Age Joker, of like, or like in the crossover with Scooby-Doo, like that kind of Joker, right, where he's just a goofy guy.
It's like taking 1960s Joker and putting him up against
Robert
like
Pattinson's
Robert
Batman.
Pattinson.
Yeah.
Robert Pattinson would have no idea what to do.
No,
He's like,
exactly.
what is this?
Yeah, they think in such completely different ways that's what stumps Dark Fog. And so I think she'd be able to like come back later and be able to handle it. But it's like in that moment of like, I have no backup, everyone else is asleep, and he is dodging all of my fog attacks.
Yeah. So if you just catch him lacking,
then
it's over for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Just like hit him with throw a rock at his head or something. I don't know.
Exactly.
Like,
he's got to have the jump on you, otherwise it's
So my other question was, you said he has the powers of sleep. So every time the characters fell asleep, I was confused as to whether that was me or that was Sleeper Agent.
Yeah, and I think I also got confused at some point about who was doing that too. Because I think initially when writing it, the idea was that Sleeper Agent put them to sleep. And then I remember like when we did have that day of like, oh, here's everyone's powers. I think my wires got mixed up that day. And I was like, oh, and Sleeper Agent has this like hulked out form when he goes to sleep. And that... it doesn't line up with Universe 17 at all, which like there's a lot of things that don't line up with Universe 17 when it comes to Ordinary Heroes, so that's not a problem particularly. But I think because we ended up saying that it's like, oh, it is the Bard who puts them to sleep. But I think in when I go back to make like revisions and edits, I will make that part much more clear of like, all right, who's actually doing this thing?
Right.
Because it's also Sleeper Agent shows up and immediately gets knocked out by Dark Fog, and then that's kind of it for his contribution.
Yeah.
Because I heard a trumpet in the song
Yes.
when everybody fell asleep. Yeah. So I was like, this has got to be me, right?
Yeah, I think that at some point I committed to it. I was like, no, yeah, it's just the Bard. So yeah, that was I found the specific part of that song, and I was like, there's a trumpet in here. Boom, this is what we're using. And it worked out really well. And that was also, I must say, when I came in to start programming the sound cues, and I did not tell anyone what the noise for like the Bard sort of using his like dance spell on Dark Fog was going to be. So when it turned out being the womp 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 womp, that was a very hilarious reaction to get from everyone in the room.
I was expecting like a jazz or like
and I think it's just like this was the weakness of the sound library I was using, was that there wasn't a lot of like short trumpet things. It was either like a full on like jazz solo or something very short and like and that was it.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I need something a little bit in the middle here. But yeah.
But it was funny because like, well, you lost, so
yeah,
womp womp,
yeah,
gotcha. But I don't know. I think I don't know if I have any other questions. Well, actually, you said the Keeper of Dragons. Now the Keeper of Dragons doesn't appear in Ordinary Heroes.
No, not in Ordinary Heroes.
The role seems like it's filled by Lady Earthquake.
Kinda. Lady Earthquake is the sort of nature spirit. Keeper of Dragons is one that they She is a magic wielder who sort of like the lore for her also isn't very fleshed out,
Yeah.
but it's one of those. It's like there are secret, not societies fully, but like there are secret like villages of dragons around Earth, and so it's one that like Keeper of Dragons is sort of like the chosen protector of dragonkind.
I see.
And so on top of that, she has a very unique set of spells and magic that she's able to do, like being able to fuse people into
Right.
one new being.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
It
She
strikes,
is a walking polymerization card.
Yes. Yes.
it strikes me as a very funny antagonist for
Mm-hmm.
the bard.
Yeah.
Like the bard versus the keeper of dragons.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what business do you have trying to fight the keeper of dragons?
This
Yeah.
gnome. Everybody remind you, this is a middle-aged gnome.
It's for my art.
Yeah.
It's for my art.
Oh my god, this will make it better.
This is good. There's a great song in this book. I know it.
Yeah.
Well, does he remember that he was a musical artist?
Oh yeah. That's still there, but it's just like name and like that
Right.
name
He's like,
gone.
name Bard.
Family, nothing. Yeah.
Like when he hears his music on the radio, is he
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's me"?
Yeah.
Or is he like, "Who is this guy?"
He's really good. I would like to transition a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get a little spark note about Dr. Risk?
Yeah.
Because we talked about Richard's dad in his episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Dr. Risk is one that in Ordinary Heroes, Dr. Risk is another character that Justin played, and is the person who created Richard the robot. And in Ordinary Heroes, Dr. Risk is this like crazy, like mad scientist figure, and it's very the scene where Richard gets created is very like Frankenstein-esque, but and then it ends up not being a weird monster type thing. It's just a goofy robot. That was one that was very extremely different because in Universe 17, the person who created Richard is not named Dr. Risk. They are in fact just a child, a child genius who is also a gnome who got lonely and bored and decided, I want a robot to be my best friend, and then made Richard.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
I would like to brag on Justin about the first day that we did
Oh man.
Dr. Risk.
It was beautiful.
Justin was running late. You were like you'd had like car issues and you were like trying to walk to I don't know, it was like a bad very good no good very bad day for Justin happening to get to rehearsal. And I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. So I gave everybody else their blocking. Justin walks in. Right after I'd given everybody blocking, we were gonna try and run it. And I was just like, Justin's a pro. It'll be fine. So I just kind of like gave you the direction. You went for it. And it truly was like everybody in the room was just like, are you kidding me? Like, cause
It was so funny.
it was full send immediately with the scene work. Even though you just walked in from after being
Oh my
very, very
gosh.
late in.
Well, the part that made me die every time with laughter was like at the charge levels for like everything, and then just moving the music stand. Oh, I loved it so much, including the show night where the music stand broke while you were doing that. We were in the booth and I remember Mackenzie and Lark were like, "Is that supposed to happen?" And I was like, "Sure isn't."
Well,
But
and I
he's
was
going
like,
with it.
I was standing backstage watching it, and I'm like, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that one of us brought out a new stand I don't know what it was. We switched it
Yeah,
out.
you got it swapped out after that scene.
I was like, oh, guys. We were like, okay, clocking this. Okay, great. Somebody who's going to switch it. Great, cool.
You can imagine my surprise.
Yeah.
But I think it was when I was raising the lightning rod.
yeah.
I like, "Ka-king," and it comes off, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'll just hold it here, like the Statue of Liberty. You know, like,
So
hippie,
good.
you know.
Just happy the script didn't fall off of it when it
Right.
happened.
Right, and then like trying to put it back in.
Yeah.
Like I could hear the audience be like, "Look at this guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
He can't figure it out." You know?
He can't.
And I actually kind of felt a little guilty about that. Breaking the stand. I'm like, oh man, this isn't my stand.
It's all good.
It's okay. It's a hand-me-down music stand.
yeah.
It's not
But-
the end of the world.
But after that night, I decided I was gonna change that so I wouldn't break it again.
Yeah.
So I just decided to lift the whole thing up just from the get go.
And that was great.
That was good.
And that unfortunately, I don't think we got any photos of that night.
I don't think so,
we
no.
did
That would have been a
not.
great photo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate you liking my choice there.
I I mean, you can do no wrong in my eyes, to be completely honest. Every time you come into a rehearsal, I'm like, perfect. You did the thing. Great. Cool. You're someone who's going to do what I want you to do most of the time without me telling you, or it just takes like a little bit of direction. And I'm just like, great. Perfect. Which is a director's dream, for me to not have to work. I love to work, but yeah. So quick fire down the line. You want to talk about George really, really quick?
Yeah.
I want to talk about Justin's physicality of George because that was really, really cool.
George is a character who also just shows up for one scene in Ordinary Heroes, but shows up in the Volume 2 trick shot issue where everything turns really dark and scary. And in that one, George is Miss Edith's husband who was killed. And the rumor is that he was killed by the witch doctor, and so then she brings him out as a zombie and says, "Oh, this is the one that you're talking about, the one that I allegedly killed,
the one that's dead."
Yeah,
allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's George. George is a zombie.
Your physicality for it was so cool.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that Justin Krall he even asked me one day. He was like, "Did you give him that direction?" And I was like, "I sure did not." I cannot claim any victory with that one, other than casting a really smart actor in the role. I was like, I got nothing to add to that. That is all him.
Well, thank you. Yeah, obviously that character was the most challenging physically to do. But I actually have experience as a scare actor in a haunted house.
I didn't know that. That's really fun.
Yeah, I worked a couple seasons at Dark Hour Haunted House in Plano, which is massive.
Yeah.
They have like a whole warehouse. They have like 2 or 3 haunted houses in one building.
Nice.
Something crazy like that. And I did play a zombie once for them. But zombie walking was also part of like the audition process and the rehearsal process.
Yeah.
And one thing that I remember from that process was the advice from the director was to add interest to a monstrous character, mix in like an animal feature, mix in some animalistic quality, right? And for George, I tried to do like a hound kind of thing. Like, because I was picturing, and this is basically what George was. He was like a starving dog.
Yeah.
Being controlled by the witch doctor.
Yeah.
So I tried to channel that energy of like a dog that's waiting for their food.
Yeah.
Like right before you tell them to like
Like,
eat.
go get it.
Yeah. So my focus is on that scene where like keeping like breathing through my mouth, keeping my mouth open.
Yeah.
And I tried to stay dead set on Deacon's neck the whole time.
Nice.
Because
Gnarly.
the thing about playing a zombie is that zombies are dead and have no soul.
Yeah.
I have a soul and I'm alive.
Yeah.
So
It's quite hard to.
so it's like the eyes are the challenging part. Like zombies have dead eyes.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll just not look anywhere that's natural,
Nice.
and hopefully that gets it across.
That works
Yeah.
great.
Oh
Man, I'm gonna steal some of that now.
But it was like because I was all like contorted and trying to like be jerky and everything. Like
Yeah.
nothing moved.
Yeah.
With everything else, like it was uncoordinated. And I had to sort of cool down a little bit after I got off stage.
Oh yeah. No, that's when we did cycles, that was something, especially for the scenes that we were. Well, I won't speak for you. Scenes I was playing monstrous characters. Like there would be a few times like in between that I'd have to be like, okay, let me take a second, take that off, and that was keep going. Okay.
Right.
I think like the more that we did it, the easier it got. But it is just after like murdering one of your friends on stage, like it can be. What I've told young actors before and like adult actors, but like especially with like younger actors, I will like tell them it's like when you're doing stage combat or like stuff like physical stuff on stage, a lot of times your body doesn't realize that like what you're doing, like you're doing it on purpose and that you're not actually in danger. Like I just did like the Othello killing Desdemona scene for a high school, and like I did like I have to coach the kids afterwards. It's like I was like, it was a long
Yeah.
scene,
Mhm.
and then it was like we ended up having like a check-in check-out process for the two young actors to be like, hey, we're still homies at the end of the day, cool, we're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is an important thing that I think a lot of times gets forgotten,
Mhm.
to take care of your actual body after your character
Yeah.
does crazy stuff on stage.
I think and I genuinely don't know how this happened. It just sort of progressively over time. I've gotten to a point where I am pretty efficient at like clocking out of whatever character that I'm doing. For me, the character posture is important to me, and so that is how I am like, cool, now I have checked into to being this character now. So like that's for me with that, especially in cycles, because I was in the first two scenes. In scene one, I was one of those monstrous figures immediately right off the bat, and then there is a single blackout that I have to turn into a normal person again. So I was like, cool, awesome, got to change everything right now.
Right.
And I think that's always helpful for me, because that's also like, it happened the other day when I was doing rehearsal with my students for What If, for the second edition, and I was talking about like I was giving a note to our student who's playing Andrew, and I was telling him, is like, yeah, this is some of the thing, and I put on the jacket, and like that's all I needed. My body just like automatically went to the Andrew posture once I put the jacket on. So I was like, oh yeah, nope, that's still in there. I can still clock into that pretty easily, and it's been the same way with a lot of other characters. Once I nail down like their resting posture, that's my like check-in, and that's my own personal process is like that has to be different from my own resting state in some way.
And I think that's something like as you grow as an actor, and I mean, we've made this our profession and all that it is important
Yeah.
to learn to.
You learn more tools to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Okay. One last character. Give us a Spark Notes of Midwest Mafia. We're going to get an episode on the Midwest Mafia at some point, but we will. I would like just a little Spark Notes.
In Ordinary Heroes, the Midwest Mafia is a criminal organization that operates out of Megalo City. That is just an organized crime group. That is the sort of like go-to like street thug thing of like, all right, cool, let's put some unnamed characters for the heroes to beat up a little bit.
I think organized is generous.
Yes, it absolutely is.
Especially the way we decide to play them.
Yeah.
In the show. We're not coordinated at all.
No,
No.
absolutely. My favorite thing was, of the three of you, none of you were doing like the stereotypical Midwest accent too.
Right.
It was so funny to me.
Well, okay, listen. I know I made the right choice in not allowing this to happen, but there was one rehearsal where Rod, who was Mexican, I'm going to preface this now, did a very stereotypical Mexican thug voice. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen him do. And I said, I don't think we can get away with that. And he was like, what? Why? And I said, Rod, and that's how the conversation went. And he just walked away.
Oh man.
And then he did not do that voice again, even though it was super funny. It was something that I could have never asked him to do,
Right.
and
Yeah.
he just did it.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I think it was probably more so for my own safety that I was like, I don't want people to think that I told him. I was like, this is the
Yeah.
direction I gave him.
Right.
But man, it was funny.
It was very funny.
But I was like, it was the first line out of his mouth that he said it, and I was like, oh no, the whole scene is gonna go like this. Oh no. And then it did, and it was really, 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 really funny. And now selfishly it's because I wasn't in that scene, and I was just like, if he's doing that voice, I'm not gonna be able to keep doing it.
The other Midwest mafiosos, is that what you call them?
I guess, yeah.
Sure.
The other people who played the mafia members can attest to this, but I really didn't know what kind of voice I wanted to do for Thug 2.
Yeah.
Your walk as Thug 2 was always so
Because they had their
was so
voices
good.
pretty much set.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't want to be the same. I think it'd be funny if we're all different.
Yeah.
So I was like, am I gonna do like them? Yeah, see. Or am I gonna do like the I don't know, like a Peaky Blinders. I was running with that one for a while, but I don't know. I settled on. I don't even want to know what you called it. Like
The one you
Millennial
settled on,
thug,
it
like-
reminds me of like the Gotham City criminal like accent from the Arkham games of like it's the bat. that was the one that your accent reminded me of a lot.
Don't look at me.
Look at me, bro.
Oh my gosh,
That
that
was so good.
the first night that you said it that way, I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
I'm usually kind of hesitant about adding words to a script.
Right.
Personally, I don't really like when an actor adds words to the script. As a playwright, I
Yeah.
guess, I feel like I wrote it this way.
Yeah.
Right. So I kind of just that's about as much as I like to do. Like
A
just
little
yeah.
bro. That was a punctuation mark.
right.
The bro was the period.
Yeah.
Like
No, I get that. And there's also like I think there was one there were only like 2 lines really, and there were a couple other ones that around Tech Week, and I was like, hey, can you keep this line as it's written, just because it's like it does reference a specific thing.
Yeah.
I think the only 2 that I was like, no, keep these this way were in Volume 3, Issue 3. The 2 times that they referenced something being like lucky or like fortunate, because I was like, no, because that's a trick shot foreshadowing.
I see.
But yeah. I am someone that I agree with you on an acting front, that I'm usually like, oh no, I'll go with whatever's in the script, unless otherwise. But as a writer, I'm typically like, yeah, if I was like because in my head or the way I read things, I'm like, oh, this makes sense, and then I hear someone like stumble over it a lot out loud. I'm like, ooh, okay, no, I need to
Right.
adjust that.
I think that my philosophy has changed a lot more since we started doing new work. Because and this is something I was talking to Julia as we were writing blocking for Talent Squad, Trust and Turmoil, because she had a lot of stage directions written into her script, like more so than like a lot of like first iterations of a new work turn out to be. Because like if you more often than not, a published play script, the stage directions that are in it are the ones that were written in by stage management during their first production of it, where it's like that's how it was first done in the first iteration of the show. And something that I've been talking with Julia about is that like there's a lot of stage directions I'm not following how she wrote them. And like I have been asking, I was like, is this something that you need it to stay this way? And she's like, no. So I think, at least for me, with like writing lines, like I'd be at a point where like if your kiddo who's playing Percy in our second iteration of What If there is a delivery of a line that if she changes a few words with it, I don't care. There are a few. There are a few lines like there are a few particular like Andrew lines that I added that I do want it to be, because I'm like I finally got like the title of the show to mean something in the penultimate scene. So, but like there are certain things that I'm like I'm not as attached to the words, but I think that that's also just because. It's like as long as you're staying true to like the intention of the character, like the original tensions I set for the character, if you play it a little bit differently, then I'm like,
yeah. There's one I will say, and this is I was catching grief from specifically Josh Rapp about it, and then a couple other of our actors in Volume 3, the way that the mom and dad talk about spaghetti and the different like pasta noodles and all that stuff. And I was catching grief of like, why are they calling it this and all this stuff? I'm like, I'm not changing it because that's how we talked.
Right.
that's how you still talk.
Yeah.
That's how it is. We go home. We go home to Kansas. We're like, oh, do you want spaghetti? And like 9 times out of 10, it is bow ties or like not
penne or shells. Yeah.
Like how all sodas are Coke
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not that I call all sodas Coke.
No, yeah, but
that's
yeah,
just an
it's
example.
one of those.
I'm normal.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, it's just one of those. And I think too, as well with that, like I am very focused when I write on like the mannerisms being the thing that's much more consistent. And so if there's a thing, it's like, oh no, they always like talk this way of like, this wasn't really present in Ordinary Heroes, but like in Cataclysm, my writing for that one, something that I had to check in my brain is like, all right, what is this character's swearing level? how often and what kinds of swear words are they willing to use, because that also then sort of generally lends itself towards like their personality, or if they're changing the way they talk, that tells you like what they think about whoever else they're in the scene with. So like Reaper swears like a sailor, drops F-bombs every other line that he has. And like Severica will say like a few like minor things like damn, or everything, and then drops like an F-bomb like twice in the whole season.
Yeah.
Right. Navita never swears.
Yeah.
Stuff like that of like, cool, that's usually something I also have going in. It's like, cool, in the mannerisms checklist, I'm like, this is how they talk, and this is
Yeah.
key to character things.
Well, and I've had you check my work for we joke, but it's not a joke that like Ben is our Stan Lee of Reinvent, because like you're the keeper of all the spreadsheets, and like it's the world that you created, and a lot of the characters that we use are ones that you've created. At this point, the majority of the characters that we use are ones that Ben has created.
Yeah.
At some point, we will get to a point where maybe that's not, the ratio isn't as large. But like there's been times where if I've like written a scene for Andrew Blood or whatever, that like I will have you check it to make sure that I'm like writing him correctly.
Yeah.
And it always is just like a little, like I feel so pleased with myself whenever you're like, oh yeah, no, this is a really good scene. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mimicked your character correctly.
While we're on the topic of writing in Reinvent, I don't know if you want to save this for later or like you want to cut this part out. But I had a question about writing for Reinvent, because I'm planning to write a script for the showcase
for the short,
For
short
Spotlight,
play.
yeah.
Yes.
So would that be a better question for later?
No,
Or-
go for it.
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay, so my question, I guess, is there are multiple universes in Reinvent. I think you mentioned 100.
Yeah.
There's 100 different universes. So if someone is writing a script or a story in Reinvent, should it or does it need to be in an established universe? Or can a new universe be started?
Yeah. I think for me, the process of writing things comes from like write the story first, and then we'll figure out the like universe details after that. And see is like, okay, what does it actually fit in best? A good example of that is the Talon Squad script, because the tabletop campaign we were doing for that, when we were running it initially, I always run things with the assumption this is going to be Universe 17 mainline stuff, right? And then we talked with everyone afterwards after we wrapped up the campaign. We're like, cool. Big question, is there anything we want to change about the structure of the story of the campaign as a whole? And so with that one, what we ended up doing was swapping the two arcs that we did to the order that they happen in. And it was like, cool. Then what I want, because I still want the things we did at the table to be canon somewhere. And so then I was like, cool, then we'll move this canon one into and make that establishing a new universe there. So like the tabletop one is Universe 46, and then the Talon Squad stage show is Universe 17.
I see.
And so with this one, even Ordinary Heroes, I wrote it just as like this is just a story, and I'm just using the Reinvent characters. And I didn't even initially I didn't decide on it being Universe 1 until honestly halfway through the rehearsal process. And I was like, oh no, yeah, this is what's going on here, when we started thinking more in depth about Witch Doctor as a character. And so this is also a similar discussion I've been having with James with Something Wicked, our show later in the year, of when we wrote that, we were just like, all right, we came up with the outline of it, and it's like, okay, here's the story and everything. And then we've passed it off, so James is the main one in charge of it now. And so he's been like, I think this might work better somewhere other than Universe 17, because it's not as fantastical, right?
I see.
And so to me, the important thing is write the story that you want to write, and then from there we'll figure out does this fit in Universe 17 still? And if not, then we can figure out which one it does fit best in tone-wise, because that's... I think it is choosing a universe should be very intentional. I was when the Fantastic Four First Steps movie came out, I was really iffy on the idea of it being in a different universe than the main MCU until watching it. And I was like, oh no, this has to be in a different universe for the premise of the story to work.
Yeah.
And for the premise of the rest of the universe to work. And so then I was like, cool, yeah, that does make sense, and that tracks. And so I don't know if that answers the question, but I'm also fine, because of the 100 universes, maybe 15 of them are actually this is what this universe is.
Right.
Most of them are just empty blank slates right now.
So follow-up question, how different are these universes from each other? Are they like
Oh, man.
slightly different parallels, or are they totally different?
So-
It ranges.
rules?
There's a
Yeah.
couple. So like
Yeah, the three that we talk about a lot so far, Universe 17, that's our like baseline one. Universe 1 is Ordinary Heroes. The universe reinvent is the comics written by Wendell, right? And that's very much in a more of like a real world comic books thing where it's not D&D adjacent. And then Universe 16 is our Dark Future universe. It is 20 years past Universe 17 in a time where the events of the Dynamite campaign went drastically differently and
see.
the aliens successfully invaded Earth. But there's also other ones where like there is just a slight difference that has like a butterfly effect that goes on.
well, there's like another one where every character's alignments are flipped.
yes,
so,
that's
like-
Universe 18, the inverse universe.
Yes. So like the lawful good Aurora Remington, wonderful queen, is a chaotic evil empress who has taken over all of Europe
I see.
in that universe.
Yeah,
Which honestly, kind of a baddie. But
yeah. There's one. I think this is, and there's no stories that happen here yet, aside from like a short writing prompt that I did at one point. But like, there's Universe 15 is the cryptid universe. It's 100 years in the past of Universe 17, but it is one where like monsters and cryptids took over the Earth, and it's very just like a barren wasteland. There's other ones that like
the
there's
universe where we all had Pokemon.
was it Universe 41 is a fantasy universe. 1,000 years in the past, everyone lives. It's a more traditional fantasy style world.
I see.
Again, Universe 46, the Talon Squad universe. That one, it just swaps those two arcs and see what changes from there. There's one. This is the really funny one. Universe 6, not funny, but like this is probably the most way out there one. Universe 63 is the gender swap universe. So everyone who is male or female swaps gender. And everyone else stays the same.
What ramifications does this have on the course of history?
Exactly.
Makes Andrew Blood way hotter. Oh
Right.
no.
But yeah, so it's like it's the thing that I also like to look at is I call it the schism point of like what is the point in the timeline where things are changed or where they're different. And sometimes that's at the beginning of time.
I see.
It's like the very fundamental fabric of the universe is different. And other points, it's like, nope, this specific thing is what is different.
Well, thank you. That is very insightful.
Yeah.
As somebody who wants to sort of work in this universe.
Mhm.
So when I get farther on that, perhaps you can look at that. Tell me if I'm off base or
Heck
not.
yeah.
But I am afraid I've taken us a little far off track.
That's okay. We've gotten further off track before.
Yeah.
Well, I actually did have a Dr. Risk question.
Oh yeah, let's go for it.
I actually have a couple.
Mm-hmm.
At the risk of going over long.
Yeah, it's
No,
all
no, go
good.
for it.
The first thing is what's up with Dr. Risk's name? Why is he called that?
Yeah, it was one that I initially. What was it? The initial name for him was Dr. Black.
Okay.
Was the thing that was going, and I changed it because I was like, I don't know, that's just not evocative of anything really, and so the name was really came from this idea of the like a comic book name should be also representative of what the character represents and what their whole thing is. And so
Right.
with Dr. Risk is like, oh no, he's willing to just do whatever the risks, throw the risk factor out the
I
window,
see.
right? It's not something that's a concern to him. And so it's if anything, that's more of a moniker that was given to him. And it's like, oh no, he's crazy. He like
see.
it's if you want to work with him, that's fine. That's your funeral.
So is he not calculated in what he does?
I think he is, but I think he's willing to accept a much wider margin of like, it's one of those of like, no, I've thought of all the things that will make this safe. The other people are just too scared to actually go this far.
I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My other question was regarding Dr. Risk's appearance or lack of appearance in the roundups
Yeah.
in Ordinary Heroes.
Mhm.
Because meta narratively, it's because he's not really important to the story.
Mm-hmm.
But narratively in the universe, and this is something I actually brought up to other cast members that I didn't get around to asking you about it.
Uh-huh.
But it doesn't sound like the first time we see him, that's the first time he's ever shown up
Mm-hmm.
at a roundup, right? Like he's been here before.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't seem that you have to be in the issue to show up either.
Yeah.
And he doesn't die. Well, he dies in the comics, but he
Yeah.
doesn't die in Wendell's imagination. Like Richard even refers to him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, like my dad, he's still alive.
Is
So
he never shows up again.
that's what I'm saying.
No, yeah, that was the joke we had running around. Yeah.
So why does he only show up in the one roundup?
I think for me, on a like meta level, on like a function of like the casting thing, because the way the script is written down, there are certain roles that are like meant to be, the same actors playing these different roles, and a lot of those end up being the real world people who go into the comic book later on. And initially, a lot of the other figures like all of the sort of extras that show up in the comic books, like the Midwest Mafia Thugs and the Megalo City Cops, Dr. Risk, Sheriff Bridges, all of them were a specific 5-person comic book ensemble of like, no, these are the 5 people who fill in the rest of these sort of things. So like the initial idea was that like art teacher was just art teacher and then misfortune. Like you don't see her between those two scenes. And then like friend, buddy, and pal also were just like they're the childhood friends, and you see them again as those other characters later on, and so that's one that I think I do want to keep that way. But in like the narrative level, I do want to go back and inject Dr. Risk in there a little bit more, because it's one of those that like I do agree. I think it would be important to show Dr. Risk in, especially the trick shot funeral, to show to the audience as well of like, hey, he died and he's still here. So why is this different now?
Yeah.
Instead of just like telling that to the whole show don't tell rule.
Right.
And so I would agree as well. There's like I'm looking for more places to throw Dr. Risk in there. And I think as well, a lot of those roundups, I was trying not to flood the stage with characters.
I do think it would be fun if there's like an episode that like involves Richard where he's like out there being like a really proud dad.
Yeah.
Like in the roundup, he's like, "Good work, son."
Yeah.
Or like, where is he in the void?
Yeah.
Is he just like, does he not like anybody? And just doesn't show up to the roundup, doesn't
Right.
show up to the ball game?
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah, I would agree. And I think that's one that like in Dream of Dreams, in like a fully realized production, this is one that would be like sort of akin to, honestly, kind of like a lot of musicals end up being, where it's like you have your ensemble people who are there and they have their like specific lines, but they just show up in the background of the scenes, not really having dialogue. Like what I would love to see happen for the trick shot funeral is like, okay, here's the funeral, and it's not just the heroes and villains that we have. It's also like, here's Dr. Risk, and here's the Mafia Thugs, and all of the other characters that have been there so far
Right.
are all there for the funeral, right? And that was one that like the stage we had only had so much room on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It still was a beautiful, beautiful scene. But yeah, I would agree. It's like in the void. I think it would be so fun as well to have in the void of like, okay, cool. Here's other characters just like wandering in the background.
Right.
Like they're out there, and
They just
having
walk
them
from
show up.
one side to the other.
Yeah. Very waiting for Gateau. But yeah, no, that's definitely one that I think it was just like a lot of this was like, let me get all of the things out on paper, and then I want to streamline it now going forward of like, okay, let's make more connections
I see.
into this other thing. Because I don't want to shorten it, and unfortunately, Abby, close your ears. It might even get longer.
She's in despair.
It's fine. I'm not gonna direct it next time.
Yeah. Listen,
Some other loser can direct it.
if Tony Kushner can get away with both parts of Angels in America being 2.5 hours long, then I'm allowed to do whatever I want with Ordinary Heroes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like add any other scenes, because I think like the amount of scenes I have, like what I want to get focused on, but it would just be adding in like throwing the other characters into other roundups and stuff.
But I mean, that's great insight on that. That's all the questions I had prepared anyway. So yeah.
Well, before we wrap up this episode, Justin, do you have anything that you want to shout out, or any people you want to be like, thanks?
Yeah, I do have a shout out. I'm the president of a playwriting club at Texas Tech, and we're having a play festival.
Yeah.
In May.
Yes. First Light.
Yes, First Light, the full legal name. First Light New Works Play Festival 2026.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Good.
That'll be May 2nd, May 3rd
Awesome.
on the Texas Tech University campus in the Black Box,
Nice.
7 p.m.
Nice. Yes. Do you know how many plays are in it?
There are 5 plays. There are 4 short plays and one act.
Nice.
Nice. That's so
And
exciting.
They're gonna get 2 performances each this year.
Heck yeah.
We're gonna have some other showcase performances. Showcasing other disciplines that aren't, just a straight play.
Yeah.
And yeah, we might have a little bit more technical stuff here too.
Ooh.
Exciting.
Since it is in the Black Box this year, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah.
So yeah, come out. It's free admission. Support the students, and because it's all student led, it'll be great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting.
yeah.
I love that First Light is.
Yeah, I got
continuing
so
to
happy
grow.
when we went up there I think it was to watch the monodramas, or no, yeah, I think that was it. And I saw like the First Light flyer. And I was like, yay, it is happening again. Yeah.
I would also like to say that I do have a website
Ooh, a website.
where I have all my like music and plays and things. So if you're interested in any of my other work, you can go there. It's
Yeah.
also free.
Yeah.
So,
We will have that in the show notes, which we actually will put in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I highly recommend. Justin has written some of the funniest plays I have ever read.
well, thank you.
I still think about
I think
love
about
my
the
cat
Reddit.
regularly.
Yeah, I think about the Reddit play at least once a week. That's my Roman. Is that what the Roman Empire is? That you think about it? You think about it at least once a week, or is it
Yeah,
once a day?
Once a day.
What's it?
Oh, that's not okay. So it's like my Roman city. It's not
Rome.
the-
That's your Rome.
It's my Rome. I do think about the Reddit cat play at least once a week. Because I think that's very funny.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, this was our last Ordinary Heroes episode.
Yeah.
Our next episode is going to be the origin story episode for Talon Squad Trust and Turmoil. We are, as at time of this episode coming out, we are less than a month from opening that show. We will also have links for tickets to Talon Squad Trust and Turmoil in our show notes. But we're going to be talking with our playwrights, Julia and James, about the process of building that show. We'll get Ben's perspective as the tabletop director. This was our first production that was like officially devised through tabletop RPG stuff. So it's been really fun to kind of reflect back on that. This is a show that we've been working on for, at this point, over a year.
Long time,
but
yeah.
by the time that the show closes, it will have been an 18-month project, which is pretty exciting to see, especially since our first show that we did it in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We wrote it in 2.
It's really getting like a force multiplier with all of this.
Yeah. So we're really excited to have that conversation. And then the following episodes for the next couple weeks leading up to that show are going to be giving insight about some of the characters that you will see on stage. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Lore Drop.
And remember,
Being fantastic starts with being a fan.
He was the most enthusiastic one so far. He had that strong point. I didn't have to coach you.
Reinvent Productions is proudly sponsored by 5 Points Corporation Lubbock and Savannah Rashida Photography, as well as our other wonderful community patrons. Our home base in Lubbock is Hollingsworth Hall Cultural Center at 4228 Boston Avenue. For more information on how to support our 501c3 organization, you can check out our website at www.reinvent-productions.com. To directly support our upcoming audio drama, you can become a Lore Drop sponsor. For just $10, you can sponsor an episode of this podcast. All donations will go towards support for our upcoming production of Children of Destiny Cataclysm Season 1, which will begin releasing episodes June 22nd, 2026. Funds will go towards paying our wonderful voice actors and creative staff for their fantastic talent and time. We have over 30 artists globally working on this production, and we can't wait for you to hear it this summer. You can donate at givebutter.com/Lore Drop sponsor. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at reinvent.productions, as well as on Facebook and Twitch, where we stream gaming and a look behind the scenes on how we create our new works. Be sure to follow us to stay in the loop about upcoming productions, auditions, and more. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Lore Drop.